right, welcome into another edition of Paid for Play, the bowl season edition. We had to get together one more time to give the people what they want, some winners for bowl season. I got Rex, I got Goose with me. We're flocking up. Sosa's going to be joining us here shortly. Goose, how are we doing today?
We're doing great. Best time of the year. I'm off of work this week, and we got so many bowl games, so I can't complain one bit.
Yeah, I'm normally not the person to kind of like drink while I stream, but it was a shit day at work, and I'm working all week, so we're just going to go ahead and go for it. Rex, how we doing?
It's a great time. Finally, we get some hopefully good bowl games, and we don't get some sketchy shit like we saw from fucking Miss State last night, where they just decide to everyone sits. So playoffs, we really don't have to worry about that. But hopefully, for your New Year's Day bowls, we don't get any of that either.
Yeah, be sure to head over to the Daily Bread YouTube channel. We're live over there too as well. If you want to leave some comments, get involved with the show. Twitter won't let us see them, so head over to the Daily Bread YouTube. We'll go ahead and get started. Bowl game, only big one really tonight. I'm not even watching. I don't have anything on the Clemson-Iowa State game, but we'll go ahead and get into it. Oregon taking on Oklahoma. Kind of a weird matchup. Both teams lost their head coach. Not really sure what we're going to get. I haven't really looked into the opt-outs or anything yet. But, Goose, how we feeling?
So, a lot of bowl games, I feel like you have to try to cap emotion and the vibes. We see blowouts all the time. One team comes to play, one team doesn't. And that being said, I've been having a hard time getting a feel for Oregon. I feel like Oklahoma will be ready to play. Stoops coming back for a game. I feel like he's going to have some fun with this team. I feel like he's going to keep the energy great during practice. I feel like they're going to be ready to play. He didn't come back just to lose. So I see a lot of fight in Oklahoma. I think they'll be able to run the ball all over Oregon. I loved Oregon this season, but when they played a physical team like Utah, they got ran over. So I feel like Oregon is a young team, so I feel like they'll be ready to play, but at the same time, the only way I see it is to lean Oklahoma with Stoops. So I'm going to rock with over 35 points for Oklahoma tonight. I don't want to touch the full game because I don't know exactly what kind of offense we'll get out of Oregon. Anthony Brown's last ride, not sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same boat. I think I heard it somewhere else, so I'm not going to say it. It was my brain coming up with it, but it seems like Oregon's kind of lost after Cristobal's left, and Oklahoma's like in a pissed off mood.
Yeah.
It just seems like the fan base and everyone around the program has kind of been pissed off since Lincoln left, and Caleb Williams is playing. So I think Oklahoma is definitely going to put up points. I think they're going to have fun playing for Stoops. He's not the coach that they came to play for, but everyone around Oklahoma knows Stoops. If you go there, I'm sure he's just like a legend on campus, legend in the locker room. Rex, you have anything on the game?
I feel like this might be the only potential one that we get some shady stuff for. With Moorhead, I'm not really worried about him. He's called plays before it's that, but with Oklahoma, it's a complete unknown. I would just stick to betting this one live. And when the defenses are out and when you get the players to sit, you usually think that the over should just rock, but you could get into something last night where it ends 38-7 and you come up 2 touchdowns short. So I like Goose be rocking what Goose is playing tonight for sure.
Yeah, I went with Oklahoma just because I think like with Caleb Williams and a Bob Stoops offense, like it's just going to be them chucking it all over the place, trying to get as many points as possible. And Oregon's defense has had some opt-outs. Thibodeau's out. Is Sewell out, the linebacker? Didn't he opt out as well? I'm not sure if he did or not, but as far as I'm concerned, like I think Oklahoma's going to be able to put up points with these. Maybe we see a Bob Stoops defense of old where they're just giving up points left and right to Oregon, and we get an over to cash. So I have the over as well. Those are the 2 plays that I'm rocking tonight. I'm never cautious with it. You know how I am, Rex and Goose. I mean, I'm hip firing all the time. So we got the 6 shooters out. We got a huge card for bowl season. So let's get it started tonight. Move on to, we're gonna skip over the games for tomorrow. At least in terms of like in-depth previewing.
You gotta build it up, man. You gotta the playoffs is how we're gonna end the show. You gotta make the viewers sit here.
I was trying to go chronologically, but we'll go ahead and get into New Year's 6. Oklahoma. I don't know if we can even do this one. We need Sosa here.
I know. Wait, let's get to this question. Will Oregon score them 2 games against Utah was piss poor? I mean, this Oregon team has been a complete roller coaster, Rory. You're not wrong with that aspect of it. Here, that's kind of why I'm laying off at points. I think that could be the safest way to go with it. And while you're here, make sure to like, retweet the show, do whatever you need to do on YouTube and Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
for Oregon with their offense, the backup quarterback is like a very high recruit. The name is escaping me, but what was that?
Bo Nix.
No. So he's transferring in. They have a guy. So if like Anthony Brown like poops the bed because like he's been so inconsistent all year, now they might bring in like a shell-shocked young freshman quarterback who's going to lose his job next year already. So like I don't like anything with this Oregon vibe right now. I think they're just checked out. They had a great season, but the way they lost to Utah the last 2 games, I think they're going to pack it in, and I don't think I'm going to see much out of Oregon tonight.
I think there's something too. Like they've been a great rushing team all year, and if you can get to the edges on Oklahoma all year, like anytime it's shown itself time and time again that if you can get out on the outside, you can score on Oklahoma's defense. So they're going to be without Grinch. They're without Lincoln Riley. I think Bob Stoops tries to have fun with it. I think hopefully Oregon tries to have some fun with it also and just like goes out there and dicks around a little bit and tries to look like Oregon of old, and get some points up on the board. So that's just where my head's at with it. We'll go into the Rose Bowl. Best game, one of the best sceneries in all of college football. You got the sunset in the mountains into the 4th quarter. Utah taking on Ohio State. Ohio State without Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. I don't know that it's going to matter too much because, I mean, you saw that the 4th best receiver on their team from last year just goes to Alabama and becomes like one of the Biletnikoff finalists. So I think it's just going to be next man up. Some of the young guys are going to be chomping at the bit to get in. Big Ten Goose, we'll go right back to you. What are your thoughts?
Is Ohio State, in their opinion, above the Rose Bowl? Like there was one point maybe like 3 weeks before the season ended that we were saying that this could be the best team in football, and they didn't even make the college football playoffs. This one's hard for me to play. In my opinion, it's Utah +5 or nothing because you again some opt-outs. The quarterback Stroud's gonna play because he's young. He's got
another year.
What was that?
He's got another season, so
yeah, he has another
season.
Would opt out. But like 2 of his best weapons just are gonna go to the draft and not play this game. So I think Utah can almost bully Ohio State a little. We saw it when Ohio State played Oregon early in the season. They bullied them. We saw it when Ohio State played Michigan. They got bullied. So I question this team's toughness, and I question their wants to actually be there. I think they're going to be thinking of the night before. This game is a day after the college football playoffs. I think they're going to see like these games and think, we should have been in the college football playoffs. And that's just my opinion. I think this Ohio State team is too finesse. They're going to get smacked in the mouth.
Rex, you agree?
I want to see how low this line can get. Do we think it's frozen and bottomed out at 4? Or do you think we can get this to get under 3? Because I kind of have it where Utah's going to fight. They're going to have the rah-rah to it, but I just think the second stringers on Ohio State are still good enough and the talent edge is still there. And I think Day is in a scenario where most of the guys he will have are probably going to be coming back for it. So if I can get this at a 3-point spread, give it to me all day. Since we're on the show right here, I'm going to take the -4, -110 to have it be an official play. Hey, so nice of you to join us as we talk about Utah and Ohio State. But I got to be rocking the 4 with Ohio State here. You can wait and hopefully it gets lower. I don't think it's going to pop back up at all, but talent's just going to outrise it here.
Yeah, I took it at 5. I feel confident with it. I think even what Rex said, I think Ohio State's second team, and especially the wide receivers, just because of how deep the room is, they're still going to be able to get open, and C.J. Stroud is still one of the best quarterbacks in college football. I think it's just
the defense is where we're going to have our issues.
Yeah, but I still don't think it's going to be a scenario where as good as Ohio State is, I don't think any team in the Big Ten is going to think of themselves higher than the Rose Bowl. I think as long as you're in the Rose Bowl, it's something to play for, especially if you're a Big Ten team. So you got any thoughts on the game? Thanks for joining tonight.
Hey, who's not playing for
Garrett Wilson and Olave, and I think maybe one of their tackles.
Yeah, Ohio State's going to still beat them and cover. Not that matters.
I mean, they're way more talented.
Because I know there's going to be people that say, so and so is not playing, and I don't think that matters. Talent-wise, they've got them by leaps and bounds. I think it's still a walkthrough for Ohio State personally. That's just how I approach this particular matchup.
All right, we'll go to the one that we saved for whenever Sosa arrived. Oklahoma State, Notre Dame. First game of the Brian Kelly era, or not Brian Kelly.
Marcus Freeman.
Marcus Freeman era. Sosa, what are your thoughts on the game, man?
That's foul.
Threw it right to him. Man's like,
Notre Dame's going to beat the shit out of them.
I'd be right there with you.
It's going to be a smoke show. You already know. Marcus Freeman was the right guy for the job. And you're going to see that. You're going to see these players play for him. That's that simple to me. His number one mission when he got the job, he said it was, got to finish the season, finish this year, forget about next year, all that, finish the job now. One-loss season, still solid. I'm cool with that. I think the players play for him. I think they put up numbers offensively. I think the defense shows up. And yeah, that's my full expectation here.
All right, I'm right there with you though. I think Notre Dame looks like they have the most fun they've had in maybe a decade on the sidelines. Like they're gonna look like a different team almost, in my opinion. And if there was a prop on a shutout, I think I would maybe throw a little sprinkle on it, just because I think the defense is just going to try to get a shutout for Marcus Freeman in his first game. And Oklahoma State's offense, it's been putrid at times. Like Baylor was able to shut him down, like multiple goal lines. Yes, he's terrible.
He's fucking terrible.
Terrible. But Oklahoma State's defense is good. I don't know who all is left on there. I know they had some transfers and opt-outs getting ready for draft. But yeah, that's where I'd probably lay the Notre Dame -2.5 as well. I haven't put it in the official card, but that's the way I'd lean. Rex, what do you got?
It's the hungover special. That's what this one is. 1 p.m. New Year's Day. What do you always do with that one? Over 45
isn't it 10 a.m. local?
-110. I think we get over the total here. You guys are talking shutout. Spencer Sanders gets shut out for 2 quarters. The other 2 quarters, he balls out and gets you 21 points. Notre Dame will consistently get you 28 through here. We'll get 49 points in this game. Notre Dame, I think, wins 28-21.
Notre Dame will get you 35 points in this game. So I like the over, but we're gonna score too.
I don't love the 10 a.m. local kick. That kind of scares me off it a little bit.
Yeah, you get your body clock up earlier. They're fine. They've gone through it before.
They're college kids coming out of like expecting to be up at 10 a.m. to play start the game.
Yeah, the defenses are going to be sleepy. The wide receivers are going to get down the field and we'll be cool.
Goose, you got anything?
Yeah, I actually like the under. because I agree with the Notre Dame defense part, but I also like this Oklahoma State defense. I think we're gonna get a grind out game here early on. I saw Kieran Williams and Kyle Hamilton are out for this game for Notre Dame, so I just feel like big part of their offense and defense, two leaders, and I think Notre Dame will win this. But me personally, I'm going on my card the under instead of Notre Dame -2. I'm gonna go with the under 45.5. I just think Marcus Freeman's gonna get them so juiced up on defense. Oklahoma State's gonna struggle, and I like their defense, Oklahoma State. So I think both teams struggle in this game, and I see like a 21-17 Notre Dame win.
And Notre Dame's quarterbacks are also terrible. So, I mean, we'll go on to the nightcap on New Year's Day, Sugar Bowl in New Orleans. I love the matchup. Lane Kiffin versus Dave Aranda. Ole Miss getting 1.5. The line, I think it opened like 2 or 3 for Baylor, and then it swung all the way to the opposite end, and now Ole Miss is favored. Rex, what do you got on this one, if anything?
Ooh, can we fade Lane in a bowl game? It's the biggest question we got out here.
I don't think so.
I don't know if it's possible, but the SEC has been looking pretty awful so far through the bowl games, but that's the lower class ones. I mean, your worst of the conference usually plays earlier here. Baylor, I just think they're going to grind it out and make it ugly here, and Ole Miss is going to not struggle to score points. I just think it's going to be closer than it's expected, so I'm not surprised that it's a pick 'em. Nothing official here, but if you made me pick one way here, I got to rock Ole Miss.
Coro's playing, right? Coro.
Yeah, he's playing.
Corral, whatever. Yeah, give me their team total over 27.5. If Spencer Sanders can move the ball up and down the field against this defense, Lane got us with 4 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Get your popcorn ready. Let's see if he actually backs it up. I like it. I mean, I'm on the over, and I'm also on Ole Miss. I like Dave Aranda. I like what he's done, but I don't think they have necessarily the athletes to match up with a guy like Corral. I don't remember. They played Oklahoma with Caleb Williams, right? And they made him look terrible, but I mean that was like one of his first true road game starts. So I like Corral in the situation. I think Lane's definitely going to have a lot of fun with it in Corral's last game. Try to put up as many points as possible. So yeah, I'm on Ole Miss -1.5 over 55. Goose, you got anything?
Yeah, I feel like I'm in line with most of you guys. I'm on the over as well, over 55.5. I just think Ole Miss is gonna dictate the tempo. I see Ole Miss scoring, I don't know, 35 plus. Baylor has a competent offense. They'll be able to move the ball a little.
They still don't know who their quarterback is that they're playing, though. That's the thing.
I like that young guy who came in for the Big 12 championship, so I wasn't too worried about that. He moved the ball well. Also, he looked pretty well. But yeah, give me the over in this. Give me the Lane train. We're going over.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter who really plays at quarterback. Ole Miss is going to give up points regardless. So yeah, I just think Corral and Ole Miss's offense are going to have a little bit more. But we'll get into the playoffs now. What everyone's really been waiting for. We can kind of blow past this one. I think we're all going to be in alignment here. Cincinnati taking on Alabama. No? Oh, my God. All right, we'll just go back to you, Rex. You're shaking your head. What do you got?
No, I was just fucking with you. I wanted to throw you off. You had this whole little interlude planned, and I just knew if I said no, it would get you to lose your shit.
Yeah, I've learned my lesson. I've taken my beating from Alabama and learned at SC championship game. Don't fade Alabama, and they're playing a fucking group of 5 team. So in the playoff, it's gonna be a bloodbath. I don't see any way Cincinnati keeps it close. Desmond Ritter's gonna get exposed. Give me Alabama first half, Alabama full game, and I think I've added the under 2 as well because I think they might shut them out.
You don't think Desmond Ritter's good?
No.
Come on, man. He's messed up. Like he's a good kid. I seen his Instagram.
You think he's good?
No, I think it's terrible actually. And any team that struggles with East Carolina doesn't stand a fucking chance against the Nick Saban coach team. So if you believe that, you might as well go buy that oceanfront house in South Dakota next week because that ain't happening. You sound like a fucking idiot if you believe that. I'm on both the bets that you said. I'm on Alabama's team total as well. I think it's a big spot here where they handle business through and through.
Yeah, I agree. There's a Cincinnati guy that works in my office. He's been decked out in Cincinnati gear all week, and I've just been sitting there. Dude, it's just not going to happen for you. Goose, you got anything?
Yeah, let me tell you where my heart is at. Cincinnati has the secondary to slow down Alabama. Sauce Gardner, Kobe Bryant, you just got to love those names also. They have the secondary to slow down these receivers. They also – and Desmond Ridder makes it ugly, but he grinds it out. Like, this dude is a winner.
They're getting diced up by Michael Penix and Ty Freifogel at Indiana earlier this year. So I don't know if Jamison Williams and Bryce Young are necessarily going to have a hard time.
I just Cincinnati has a power running back. Ridder just moves the chains slowly, but he moves the chains. I wouldn't be surprised if this game is close in the first half. That was my heart. I'll go with my head now. I got to take Cincinnati under 22 points, though. I don't see how they can score on this Alabama team. They don't have the size on offensive line. I truly think that in the first quarter they can get like a nice interception or something, get all juiced up, but they're just not going to score. They're not going to score more than 3 touchdowns. Alabama's rush defense has been up there. So my heart says I really think I'll be entertained for the first half, but my head says you just got to go Cincinnati under 22, and that pains me.
Goose, you think you're going to be entertained for the first half?
I do.
You're playing the Cincinnati full-game team total under, which means their first half team total is 11.5.
And the game,
if you think it's going to be close, you don't think Bama's going to score 3 touchdowns in the first quarter here? That's my biggest concern. I think this is going to be what we all expect. It's going to kill the group of 5's chances, and it's probably their best chances to do it. I think Bama rolls and wins by 28 points. You can take that on the alt line. I'm not going to because Cincinnati and Ridder will probably fight to the end, but I'm on Goose's boat where I think they struggle to score. The first half would be the way I would try to target the team total for. The 11.5 on DraftKings, that's a -140. You know that's way too much juice for me over here. So that's where I'm not trying to touch that. And I think it's also pretty telling that it's -140. But my biggest concern with this is you've had 78% of the tickets, and there's 20,000 plus tickets or 16,000+ tickets on this game. This number has not moved off 13.5, and 76% of the money is on Bama. I don't know what has kept it frozen and what hasn't made it move. It hasn't even budged to 14 once. That's like the most surprising thing to me of this entire game because
is
everything
last year at all
by
does that
28.
play a factor into this? That they took
what?
Georgia to does last year them taking Georgia to the wire play any aspect into that? I mean,
no.
That's the only thing I can think of, though.
No.
I just first off, also though, Bama blew out teams like Washington and Michigan State in the playoffs. Like Cincinnati's comparable there. I don't think this should damage the group of 5 reputation. But second off, how good is Bama this year? They did beat Georgia pretty convincing. I just feel like it's a
Luke Fickell's at Cincinnati for a reason.
The 1 seed.
He doesn't want to play Nick Saban in the playoffs.
He's got to. I mean,
I'm not scared of Bama, especially for when they make the finals.
I'd be scared of Bama just because like everyone has counted them out all year and they just skull drug the best team that everyone anointed national champions.
They're
And
somehow
that-
being sold as underdogs in the locker room right now. They're talking about how they're underdogs in this game, which is the most ridiculous angle they got here. I think Saban's got them ready. He's been coasting them up and prepping them for this. They're going to smack them here, then get Georgia in the ship, and then have to do a completely different game plan. I just think when you give Saban this much time to scheme for this type of talent, it's going to be game over. So I'm on first half -7, -110, and I'm on the full game -13.5, -110, and we'll look to play anytime live if it's either of those numbers or worse, probably.
I will say I do think Cincinnati probably has home field advantage in this one, just because Alabama fans they don't care about semifinals. So they're just going to save up their money and go to the national championship, and Cincinnati fans are going to be packed in there.
So
why are you smirking, Sosa? He is not even paying attention.
I wasn't paying attention. I was smirking at like something that I'm doing behind the scenes here. At the end of the day, everything you said was facts. I'm 100% on everything Bama, but I'm glad you just changed the ticker to the most important game of them all.
I agree. It's the biggest one of the weekend. You got Georgia, Michigan in the Orange Bowl in Miami. Georgia coming off a embarrassing performance, I'd call it, in the SEC championship game. Michigan finally did it. They closed it out in the Big Ten championship. Big Ten Goose. Where are we at?
I don't see how Michigan competes. I maybe there's some bias in my voice. Like Rutgers competed with Michigan. They don't overwhelm me. D-Rock, a Michigan alum. I like him chiming in.
Shout out to the punter.
I just Georgia is the better version. They're a better running team. They're way better defense. I like their coaching staff better. I like everything about Georgia better than Michigan. I don't want to make an official play because I don't like betting teams -7.5. If I could get a -7, I'll probably take it. I think maybe like the back door could end up being open, but I just see Georgia as a better team all around. My only question is, who ends the game at quarterback for Georgia? That's my only question. That's my only fear, which is why it didn't make my official card. But yeah, I don't see where Michigan competes personally. I don't know how you guys feel about it. They're very good, but they're not a top 2 good team.
That's the thing, though. You said you like Georgia's coaching staff more. I think both of these coaches are fucking idiots. Kirby's out here trying to win a national championship with a walk-on. Like, regardless of he has a former 5-star. Like, JT Daniels isn't the 5-star he was coming out of high school, but he's better than Stetson Bennett. Like Stetson Bennett was a walk-on for a reason, and also like Jim Harbaugh's proved time and time again how much of a fucking idiot he is. So but Michigan's the best team against the spread this year. I'm on Michigan +7. I don't like either coach in a big game scenario, and so this game could be absolutely banana land. Sosa, what do you got?
I'm 100% on Michigan with the points. I'm with you there. I like Michigan to actually win the game. I'm not a big Harbaugh fan, but, I have a feeling he'll figure it out.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I mean, don't you? You don't think so?
This total it's kind of like, I think it determines which way you like the total, determines which way you like the game. Or is that just off? Because if it goes under, I think Georgia wins. Michigan can definitely win the low-scoring game, but I think a low-scoring game definitely plays into Georgia's hand here.
You've seen Harbaugh disappointed firsthand. Oof. Oof. I'm actually playing a game of Madden against Roddy, like, as we speak. I'm the Niners and he's Seattle right now, and I just put Trey Lance in the game because it's been too easy to beat him with the other teams. And like I'm just bullshitting. Like I'm literally playing him while I'm talking on here with you. He should feel disrespected.
Yeah, I mean, I like Michigan here. I mean, I think it's just like them getting over the hump and finally getting to the playoffs. I think they can ride that momentum into the national championship and eventually lose to Alabama. So, I don't know. I mean, that's just Michigan is also the best team against the spread, like we said. Kirby is just I've seen him do too much dumb shit in big games. Like it's almost like recency bias for sure. He's done more to fuck things up than Harbaugh has recently. So like, and it just happen. It continues to happen time and time again. So, anything else on the playoffs, fellas? Any of the
I got
New Year's
under
Six?
22.5 minus or 22.5 even first half as the play for this one because you gotta have action on both playoff games.
Yeah,
So I think the first half is the one that's going to go under. The second half scoring is where it's at.
Well, certainly, I agree with exactly what you just said.
Yeah. So we'll get into the official cards. Maybe talk about a little bit of the lesser bowl games.
We didn't talk LSU or Rutgers, and neither of their bowl games have started, and the two hosts didn't figure out a way to put it into the schedule.
I'm trying to
somehow.
save time here. I gotta go get poked here in a second. So, Goose, go ahead. We'll let you talk Rutgers since you backdoored your way into a bowl game.
All right, so it's pretty cool. Like for the punter, I gave him so many shout outs throughout the season. He's Australian. He flew from Australia back to Jacksonville this weekend, so he's gonna play. I'm really happy about that. That's just pretty cool. I'm very happy for this Rutgers team. They haven't made a bowl game since 2014. No one on the roster who committed to Rutgers to start their career has played in a bowl game. It's just been a long ride.
I didn't make it fast.
And I'm just very happy for them personally. Look, they're playing Wake Forest. They probably get blown out. Do I care? No, I'm just happy that they get to experience this moment. That's honestly the truth. I think Wake team total over. I think Wake minus 14. All of that. I just and then Coach Ciano's keeping me guessing. I really don't know who's playing. Rutgers has a high school quarterback. He enrolled early, Gavin Winsat, and he can play this game to be his fourth game and keep his red shirt. So I hope he gets a lot of action. He's the future. I'm very excited about him. And that's how I'm going to start my New Year's Eve, watching this game. And at 10:45, I'm going to think Rutgers can win. And at 11:15, I'll be disappointed, but I'll get over it quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk LSU if we want to. I don't know if LSU even hits 50 on the amount of scholarship players who dress. You got baby back bitches like Elias Ricks transferring to Bama, opting out in the middle of the season. I don't even know if they don't even have a scholarship quarterback available. So there's talks of one of the wide receivers who played high school quarterback, played quarterback. I don't even know who's on staff anymore. I don't know who is playing. I don't know if they even have a too deep. So if they play, they play. I'm fine with it. But guess what? I mean, I'm not going to give out any plays. I'll probably on January 4th at like 7:59. If the kickoff's at 8, I'll probably place a bet on LSU just to have some money on it. But I'm not going to give out any official plays on it because I don't know anybody who actually knows the official rosters for the game. So there you go, Rex. Was that satisfying for you?
We had to hear it.
All right. So
it's O's last game. Aren't you going to
not.
cry? Or will you
Won already.
He gone.
Oh, he is. I
No,
forgot
he's
already.
out of here.
They were throwing his shit out of the office on like Saturday.
I forgot he did his whole walk-off thing. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
That slipped me. I'm just trying to fuck with Sam. I'm just trying to get him off his pace as usual.
No, I'm all booed up right now. Like that's where my head is at. We got a game here at 7:00. That's where my focus is at. I got tunnel vision right now. We're booting the fuck up, like Will Wade says. So We can go into official cards. Goose, did you give out all your plays yet, or you got some more for the other bowl games?
Yeah, so I'm just loading it up right now. So my official card, I'm on 4 plays, all given out on the show. It starts tonight. Oklahoma team total over 35. I think they come out swinging. I'll go chronologically. I said Cincinnati team total under 22, which pains me because I'm rooting for Cincinnati. Notre Dame, Oklahoma State under 45.5, and Baylor, Ole Miss over 55.5. 4 totals, no sides. That's how I'm running with this weekend.
Rex?
All right. We got a few more that we didn't cover. We got Ohio State -4, -110. Going against Goose, I'm on the Notre Dame, Oklahoma State over 45.5. Could be going against someone with this one, but you could wait to buy this line later. I'm back in State Penn on the money line at +105. I got the Michigan, Georgia first half under 22.5. And I got the Bama first half -7, -110, and the Bama -13.5, -110.
All right, Sosa, you want to take a break from Madden real quick?
Yeah, I'm sick right now.
Hit your pause button for 60 seconds.
Swear to get on me. I'm salty. My plays are Ohio State's team total over 34.5. Ole Miss's team total over 27.5. Michigan plus the 7.5. And I am going to also go with Iowa plus the 3. We didn't talk about that, but if you guys did, I wasn't here for that. But
we cut some because just to save time, not going through all the bowl games. I do like that pick because Kentucky is one of the most turnover-prone offenses in all of college football. Iowa's defense is the only thing that has kept them relevant this season. But yeah, I do like the Iowa plus 3 there. It's not an official play, but I like where your head's at. Any more?
That's all I'm on.
No, Wisconsin's calling my name, but I can't pull the trigger.
All right, I've got 14 plays. I'm giving them all out. Like we're in the middle of the worst work week of the year, where I have to work 8 to 5 every day, and so I am just trying to get any action on any early games as possible. So I'll start with tonight and go chronologically like Goose did. I've got Oklahoma, Oregon over 60.5. Oklahoma -6.5. I've got South Carolina plus 9.5 tomorrow against North Carolina. Purdue, Tennessee over 64. I think there could be 100 points scored in that game. I know Bell's not playing, but I still think Purdue's going to try to score as many points, and Heupel is always going fast, so I think there will be a lot of points in that one. Wake Forest, sorry to do it to you, Goose, but Wake Forest -14.5, and Wake Forest Rutgers over 62.5. I think Wake Forest could maybe get there themselves. It's too little time to prepare for me for Rutgers. Like they had players who didn't think they were playing in a bowl game. I probably have to come back. Like you said, their punter flew from Australia just to make it to the game.
The punter.
That's love.
That's the best player, though. I mean,
it is.
We got Bama first half -7.5, Bama full game, and then the Bama Cincy under 57.5. I got Michigan plus 7.5, Arkansas -1. I think Sam Pittman, like there's never going to be a game where that team isn't trying to play as hard as possible for him. So that's why I like him against State Penn. Like Rex, we're going to go head to head there. Ohio State -5.5, and then or -5, and then Ole Miss -1.5. Ole Miss Baylor over 55. That's all the plays for the bowl season. Official plays. I'm sure if we don't have a show before the national championship, we might
There'll be a
one
show.
more. Okay, we'll have one more show before the Natty. Get all the props and everything covered. Hopefully JD can join us, give us some player props and prize picks for the Natty. But yeah, so that'll be the bowl special of paid for play. Boot up. If you want a bonus play, LSU money line. Dogs are hungry tonight, Rex. we're going for it.
Arkansas ain't hungry right now against Mississippi State. I can tell you that.
Well, it's a good night of basketball, so go watch some basketball. Go watch the Alamo Bowl. Try to have some fun with it. I haven't even checked on Iowa State Clemson, but I'm sure there's probably 10 points total in the game. So thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it, and we'll be back for the Natty.
See you soon.
Lock up.